The Philadelphia Eagles deliver their best win of the season, but is there cause for concern with Jalen Hurts' injury? We'll talk about what he said. Also, one Eagle making history last night, and the Dolphins crying and complaining. We'll break it all down right here coming up. What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into A to Z Philly. You know the drill. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell down below. That way you don't miss any of the coverage. We were live halftime postgame last night, going nuts as the Eagles deliver a statement win. Let me ask you, do you care anymore about last week's game against the Jets? Honestly, I don't think I do. This is how you come out and you smack down one of the best offenses that we have seen in recent history. It was a collaborative team effort. Again, was it perfect? Was it the game we have all been waiting for? Probably not. There were times in this game where you started to sweat. But guess what? The Eagles came out and they did it. Hope is restored. People are back on it. Where'd they go last week? Who knows? But this kind of game, which starts you off, going into the gauntlet with a big win, is huge. Huge for the morale and the confidence of this team, the fan base, the organization, etc. Now, there were some things that went on after the game. I want to get into those, talk a little more about the game, but I want your confidence level down below in the comment section. On a scale 1 to 10, how confident are you in this Eagles team right now after their big win on Sunday night primetime football against the Miami Dolphins? Give me your thoughts. And before we jump into it, a shout out to our sponsor here of today's show, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA. And receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. How many times do I have to tell you to smack the over on A.J. Brown? He does it yet again. He does it again. I am slamming the over on A.J. Brown until he fails us. And speaking of which, why don't we start there? Because A.J. Brown last night tied the NFL record for consecutive games with 125 or more receiving yards. 5 games in a row, he ties Pat Studstill in 1966 and Megatron in, I believe it was 2014, with 5 straight games of 125 receiving yards. That is absolutely asinine. A.J. Brown is on another planet. He doesn't belong on planet Earth. He is unstoppable. He is unguardable. He is the best receiver the Eagles have had since T.O., and if he keeps up this career trajectory, he's in his mid-20s, okay? He's not even near his prime yet. A.J. Brown will go down as one of the best Eagles receivers ever if he keeps up this pace. He is absolutely electric. That play late in the game, literally the play of the game. Jalen Hurts throws it down, double coverage right through 2 defenders. That was the type of play that Jalen needed for his mental, and A.J. Brown comes down with that catch. The Eagles go score. They seal the game. But, man, there's just so much this guy can do. 137 receiving yards last night for A.J. Brown, another touchdown. And ever since that Vikings game on the sideline where, there were things going on, the media was trying to stir it up, AJ has been absolutely dominant. I mean, I still can't believe the Titans gave him away to the Philadelphia Eagles. Bravo on part of Howie Roseman. Guys, AJ Brown, I don't have anything left to say. Give him the ball, let him run in space, throw it down the seam. It doesn't matter. AJ Brown will dominate every single week. Devontae and Dallas also had big games. I like how they got everybody incorporated. The run game was here and there, but DeAndre Swift had a couple big runs late. But really, it was Jalen Hurts helping to seal this game late. And, you look at this game, no, it wasn't perfect. Yes, Jalen needs to stop turning the damn ball over so much, right? He had the pick 6, which was kind of unlucky, but still, with that pass protection, you knew they were coming quick. And, you got to either scramble or get rid of that ball. And he kind of just throws it right in a traffic pick 6. That kind of killed the morale of this team at one point in the game, right? And then you have the fumbles. It's got to stop. It has to stop. But now we have a little more perspective on what's going on, as Jalen Hurts was asked last night about playing through injury. And he says, I did. I'll be fine. He was asked if this injury will affect him going forward. He says, quote, "I hope not." But listen to this last part. He says he did not suffer the injury during the game. I listened to this press conference. He was very choppy, wasn't trying to elaborate on a lot of detail. But should we be concerned about Jalen Hurts? He did not get injured last night. I don't even think he got injured against the Jets when he had 3 interceptions. I think he got hurt against the Rams on that play that they showed from a different angle where he was scrambling and, you saw his right leg go down. It looked like he either turned his ankle. They were saying it was a knee injury that he's dealing with and that, he came out in the second half wearing a brace. Mariota was warming up. Maybe he was about to go in. Who knows? Jalen Hurts is a tough son of a gun. He played through injury, and maybe this is why, he hasn't been as sharp as usual. Maybe this is why it seems like his attention to detail was not there. Even a couple runs last night, he's sliding early, trying to avoid hits. I just hope he's okay in the long term. A lot of tough games coming up. They will need Jalen healthy for that. And, of course, for the playoffs, the big moments. So if he's injured, I don't know. Somehow he went the last week or two and was able to play through it. And didn't tell anybody or they didn't notice anything. I don't know. But Jalen is definitely dealing with something. He came limping off the field at halftime. He is dealing with injury right now. It makes me feel a little better that, maybe he's just off a bit because of the injury, but I want his health to be okay in the long term. So let me know your thoughts. Are you concerned at all about Jalen Hurts? Again, I still think he's got to be able to run the football. It adds another dynamic to this offense. And, again, you have DeAndre Swift, who still didn't get going, but he made a couple big runs, had a 22-yard gain late in this game. And the Miami Dolphins are complaining. They are complaining. Well, they finally ran into a really tough defense. I got to give credit to Sean Desai. He is miles above Jonathan Gannon. He is picking his spots perfectly ever since the second half of that Rams game where they shut out Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Then they go play their asses off last week against the Jets. Should have won. The Eagles should be 7-0, to be honest. And really, that loss last week, the only way I'm going to worry about that is if the Eagles miss the first seed and don't get the home field and the bye by one game. That's when I'll worry. But I could care less about that Jets game now. This was a statement when you had to come and bounce back, and they did, rocking the Kelly Greens on Sunday night. But when you look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, man, everybody dominated. Everybody dominated. They all came through in some way. The offensive, coaching got better as the game went on. There was one call early in this game, 3rd and goal, which was absolutely putrid, but I think Brian Johnson settled in. And, I think that Sean Desai deserves a medal for last night. He's still dealing with injury. Obviously, it was big getting Darius Slay, Jalen Carter back. But, you have very young guys out there and no Reed Blankenship. You're banged up at safety. I do expect Howie to look forward, at the deadline for a safety. But Sean Desai picking his spots perfect. That Tua was trying to get the ball out quickly last night, and you hold him to 216 yards. You hold the Miami Dolphins' #1 rushing offense to 45 yards last night. They had -7 on the ground in the first half. That is how you coach the defensive side of the ball. Sean Desai, bravo. Bravo. These monsters up front. You got guys moving all around the field, and you didn't let Tyreek Hill go for the big play. You tackled well. The fundamental football was there last night. Tyreek only had 88 yards. I will take that any Sunday. Waddle was banged up, only had 63 yards. You did not let them get going, and I'll tell you the couple keys of this game. But before I do that, one, I want to give a shout out to Eli Ricks. Undrafted corner Eli Ricks, who was cut. He's been bouncing back and forth, practice squad. He goes out there and plays his tail off. Here's the last play where the Eagles stop the Dolphins, kill all sense of hope. Eli Ricks was right up on Tyreek Hill, challenging him all night long. And that, I always talk about seizing the opportunity. That is how you seize the opportunity, man. Bravo. And, maybe he's earned himself another spot next week. Eli Ricks was balling out. Josiah Scott back from practice squad doing his thing. But the other thing I want to talk about is the Dolphins, because they are complaining all of today. One, about the penalties, and two, just about the fact that they feel like they were cheated with the brotherly shove. Now, I want to say the brotherly shove last night, I think it was 6 for 6 or whatever it was. Eagles did it late on their own territory, 4th and 1. You can't stop it. Come up with a way to solve it. How about that, right? Other teams can't do it. The Eagles can. As of right now, it is what it is. They're still crying, complaining. Okay, the penalties, the Dolphins had 10 penalties last night. The Eagles had 0. Yeah, that roughing the passer maybe shouldn't have been. Maybe the fourth down early where the Dolphins go for it. Bradbury kind of grabbed the face mask. Yeah, missed calls, right? Eagles get missed calls. They had some last night. Everybody gets them. Stop complaining and play better. The Dolphins had the number one offense in points per game, yards per game, rushing yards per game. The Eagles held them down in every category. That is the main source of your result. That is the reason you lost this game, because you committed 10 damn penalties and you couldn't stop the Philadelphia Eagles, and they took away one of your main elements that allows you to flourish as a team, that is allowing you to go for 500 yards per game and 37 points per game. They held you to 45 yards on the ground, and they didn't let Tyreek go for the big play. Bravo on Sean Desai. The Dolphins need to stop complaining. A lot of people said they haven't played tough teams so far. You went in to an anchor of a defense, and you couldn't get past them. That is why you lost. Jalen played better as the game went on, still battling injury. But man, the Eagles have some playmakers, and I feel a lot more confident now with this team moving forward. That was a statement win on Sunday night for the entire world to see, and now they got to keep it going. Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Niners, a lot of big games coming up. Eagles got to figure it out. I hope Jalen Hurts will be okay health-wise. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out. Give me your thoughts on this game down below. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The Eagles sit at 6-1. Big win, Victory Monday. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.